Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here. And in tonight's video, I'm going to be doing a unboxing and first impressions of 3 new fragrances to my collection. The first is going to be a designer release, the second a niche, and the third a vintage formula of Dolce&Gabbana's Pour Homme. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the first unboxing. And this one here is going to be a H24 Eau de Parfum from Hermes. So this fragrance is, I do have the Eau de Toilette version of this one, but a lot of reviewers that I find my tastes harmonize with say that this Eau de Parfum version was their preference over the Eau de Toilette. I think the Eau de Toilette's pretty nice. It has this kind of steamed linen vibe going on for it. I think it's a really great sort of easy wear fragrance in springtime. But let's go ahead and put this one on the left hand and then let it settle in for a minute. Okay, really good atomizer there. Nice kind of juice color. It's this little bit darker of the same kind of color that's in the Eau de Toilette here. Yeah, it's just kind of like a really nice greenish color, if you can see that. Okay, so I'm gonna let that one kind of settle in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open up the second package. I think I got 2 of these, all 3 of these off of eBay, from eBay sellers. The second fragrance here is a niche fragrance, and it is my first from the house, and it is from the house of Houbigant. I believe that's how you pronounce it, and this is Fougere Royale. So if I can get this double packaging off real quick here. Full of packing peanuts right now. Okay, so we've got the box right here. I'm just going to go ahead and open that up and see what we've got, the contents inside. This one is pretty expensive. It usually goes for around just over $200. I saw a pretty good deal on eBay though and picked it up for about $150. Okay, yeah, really nice, elegant bottle. Always have been a fan of the way this looks. So I'm gonna find out if a fan of how it smells. I was really interested in this fragrance because it has a lilac note in there, and that's been like kind of a fragrance note that I've been interested to see in men's perfumery. Grew up around lilacs, so was a scent profile that I was really fond of. Okay, just gonna let that one settle in, put it on my right hand there. Just take another look at the bottle there. It says Houbigant on the cap. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the H24 Eau de Parfum. Okay, so it keeps, it's definitely a flanker to the original H24. It keeps a lot of the same DNA structure. Still has kind of that steamed clothes vibe going on, but it is a little bit darker and richer. I can't tell which one I prefer right now though. I'll obviously have to get some wearings out of this one. I think off the top though, I'm still more of a fan of the EDT. I think oak moss was one of the only other additional notes they might have added to the Eau de Parfum. But I don't really get too much oak moss out of this. At least off the top here. It's definitely just like that clary sage and then that weird metallic sort of steam sensation and like warmth and kind of this taste at the back of my mouth that both the Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum give me. Not in a bad way, but it just kind of like stimulates these taste buds, or like almost like my saliva glands. Almost like a certain type of sourness. Okay, yeah, I do like it. Like I said, I don't know if I like it more than the Eau de Toilette yet. They are pretty similar to me. This one has a little bit more sweetness to it, which might make it a little bit more wearable. definitely for when the weather starts to pick up a little bit and the temperature gets a little bit warmer, because I'm expecting this one to maybe be able to carry a little bit more in the cold. Like right now in March, we've still been dipping down into pretty cold temperatures, but I think this is really more of a April, May kind of fragrance for where I'm living at. Okay, go ahead and check the Fougere Royale. That is rather divine. Definitely get some of that lilac and some lavender. Oak moss. Maybe geranium. It's definitely like, it kind of reminds me of a brighter version of Penhaligon Sartorial right now. There's a little bit what I'm getting off of it, with a little bit almost like bubblegummy sweetness to it. I think they're in the same genre, like barbershop style. And I do believe this Fougere Royale is where we get the name, you know, or like this is the original fragrance that started the genre for Fougeres. If my memory serves correctly, this was originally created in like the 1800s and was the first fragrance to try and replicate the smell of a fern. However, this I believe was reformulated or reimagined, I should say, for the modern take by Rodriguez Flores Rue, which is the perfumer that does a lot of the John Varvatos fragrances. Interesting. I guess it's kind of like harkens back to like old bottle styles. It's just got that crimp cap there, but otherwise, yeah, this cap stays on pretty well. Really nice heavy metal cap, beautiful presentation on this one, beautiful scent profile. Yeah, just it reminds me of a little bit more of a bright barbershop. It's I feel like I can pick up some citruses. Yeah, definitely. These are both going to be great for the spring season. This one is quite a little bit more dark than I was expecting it to be, but we'll have to see. I might break that out on some rainy days, and then this is going to be definitely something I'm going to be reaching for on those like bright spring mornings. This one's already starting to develop a little bit. It's kind of moving out of the more like sweet bubblegummy opening that I was getting. It was a lot more barbershop-y at the top, and now it's starting to get into this kind of like more of a floral expression, at least. That's what I'm getting off there now. Okay, so I'm going to let those two kind of settle in more. So far, really impressed with both of them. I think the Fougere Royale is beating out the H24 right now, but this is a pretty popular niche fragrance, so it would make sense that it would be beating out the designer for the time being. And now I've been tuning in to Ramsey and Rich Mitch's channels, so if you're not familiar with either of them, you should definitely check them out. I think they have some of the they're some of the most knowledgeable people in the community, and they have tastes for vintage fragrances. And I've mostly, like, I just started this series about my entire collection and reviewing my fragrance journey in chronological order, and I've mostly been picking up fragrances that are, maybe some discontinued ones, but a lot of stuff that really has only come out in the past decade or so. So this is, that's not good. There's a little bit of wetness on the packaging here, so that is a little bit disheartening to see. So this is supposed to be the Dolce & Gabbana's Pour Homme, the original made in Italy version. So we'll have to see if everything made it out all right. That might have just been condensation though. It doesn't smell like anything. And this box, or this gift wrapped package here, this is a pretty awesome way for the seller to send it out. Is all dry, and this even comes in the original tester box. I don't know if you can see the text there. So it's got the Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme 125 ml tester, and we're gonna go ahead and open that up, and woo, 4.2 ounce. Okay, yeah, really excited to have this. The sticker version, made in Italy. Let's see if that is anywhere. Yep, right here on the back of the bottle, if you can see that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on my forearm and check it out. This one's been talked about a lot in the community. I've seen, I think Mr. Smelly 1977, Dan Naughton was one of the first people that I've heard mention this one. Max Forte has also sung its praises. I've seen Super Jacob do a video on this one. So yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I was interested in kind of getting my foot in the door into vintage. This is kind of like my second vintage fragrance. I did pick up an older bottle of Eau Sauvage from Dior from the 80s in this tall cylindrical, or like rectangular bottle. So this is technically like my second vintage purchase. At least vintage pre-2000. I went out of my way and bought the 2012 Eau Sauvage Parfum after it had been discontinued. But yeah, so let's go ahead and... Okay, so this does have some, it bears some similitude to the newer formulations without the sticker, which is one of my favorite cheapies. It definitely keeps the same DNA. You can tell that this is the same fragrance, but the potency in this is just way more like more natural, a lot less synthetic, way more like oomph, I guess. Like the sillage and the projection is a lot more powerful. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is really something magical. Yeah, it's hard to say who the winner is, because all three of these are great, and I'm going to be looking forward to wearing them throughout this spring. I'm really surprised at how close this is bearing resemblance to the newer formulations. This definitely has a lot more of like I said, like more natural and potent ingredients. Like the lavender in here smells a lot better than the current formulation, but the scent DNA I don't think is too far off. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to wear this as my scent of the night and wear it to bed, just because it's got a little bit more of a dark lavender. Let that all kind of settle. Beautiful citruses off the top of this one as well. It's definitely got a little bit more of like a brightness to it than the current formulation. A lot more like just, I don't know, like I said, yeah, like brightness, just like a kind of like, it's reminding me of like the sun coming up over the horizon. Just the way it's like shedding its beauty. But anyways, that was my unboxing and first impressions of these three fragrances. We've got H24 Eau de Parfum, Fougere Royale from Houbigant, and the Made in Italy Dolce & Gabbana vintage version. So I will maybe do some follow-ups and feature these in my weekly rotations. We'll see how they're going here in the future, but I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.